Hey, Perla. What's up? Ooh. Hey, Perla. What's up? Ooh. This whole thing is bugging out. I was hearing myself. You can hear me? Let me take it off the charger. You can hear me? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Did you put your microwave? I'm doing good, John. Y'all can hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Ooh, tonight we're gonna have us a chit chat. Why is it doing that? Oh my gosh. Why is it doing this? Okay. Yo. Alright. Hopefully I got it going. Alright, y'all can hear me? I just want to make sure if y'all can hear me.
Reaching your weight loss.
Alright. I just want to make sure. Okay, cool. Sound check. Oh my gosh, why is this thing is acting up? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Pop. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hello, everybody. Hello. How are y'all doing? Y'all, welcome. All right now, so listen. Good vibes, okay? This is just a discussion. And I came across this topic because I see there's a lot of pandering. Al, Brooklyn in the house. What's up, Danny? What is up? Mm. What is up? So, y'all already see all of the things that's going on. We got it's a lot of progressive energy, progressive and aggressive energy out here. Okay? Now this is just a regular topic. Listen, this we ain't about to get all political and shit. All right? I don't give a damn about who y'all voting for. I don't care about all that other extra shit. Left, right, red, blue, green, yellow, purple, party, liberal, conservative. This ain't about that. Okay? Because I see a lot of misogynistic things being said. And this is just I feel like this is just also something that's just like an age-old debate in regards to, are women better leaders than men? And vice versa. Everyone shares their thoughts. And I want y'all to also let me know in the comments too. Okay? Because there's a lot of gender, talking about gender equality and all this other stuff, right? So I was listening to this podcast, right? And I'm all for the gender diversity. And by that I mean is, yo, I cannot stand, why is this doing this? It's like, I don't know why it's doing this, but whatever. Hopefully I might have to keep tapping the screen. But so there was a very interesting point when it came to women in like leadership roles, whether if it was like CEO or CFO, right? Just leadership in general. And this guy he had through statistics that he had made and the facts, it was interesting because he mentioned that women who were in the position of, say, like leading or say being a CEO or CFO, their companies were less likely to deal with bankruptcy and things of that nature. Like the company was withstanding the test of time. However, they didn't really profit, right? Now with the men's running the company profited, great profit, but not so much when it came to the long standing of it. So the interesting part about it is that men tend to be more risk takers. I mean, it's a known fact. It's proven. You could look up you could do your own research or whatever. This is just chatting. But men are essentially more risk takers, and women are in like can get into like a comfortable state, which we know. Ladies, don't be sitting here and try to deny it. Okay? They go with the safe choice. And this is even picking a partner, whatever you into. Picking the safest, most like choice that is also stable. Men, they'll turn around, they'll be risking it all. They don't care. They'll risk it, they'll throw the dice, and they'll just keep on going and going and going until they catch a hit. You feel me? So I thought this was very interesting because I feel like if we can get past the whole, your role is this, you're supposed to be in the kitchen doing this, doing that, if both sides can actually come to a respectable agreement in what each other brings to the table. Yeah, of course, Mike. Yeah. But also just like in general, it's not just about like risking their lives and hunt and things of that nature. Men also have just risky behavior in general. And even in regards to like, men are more prone to have addictions, men are more prone to say like gambling and things of that nature, because It's the risk. Like y'all are very adventurous. Women, we aren't so much. Not too many women are that adventurous. Not too many women are more in the sense of like thinking about everyone, which in regards to make sense as to why when it comes to, let's just say, running an operation. If you have a man and a woman that's running an operation, he made a valid point where he was saying that, yeah, a female's business can actually be withstanding the time and won't suffer, say, like bankruptcy, versus a man's business where it can, where there is a high percentage of that, but they're more profitable. Females, not so much. Why? Because a lot of times when we making decisions, we have more empathy, compassion, vice versa, or whatever the case is. Now, regardless of the fact, it feels like with men, they can actually teach women in regards to the taking risks and not being scared to take risks, as well as women can also teach men like, okay, let's take a more calculated risk. It's like stepping out of each other's comfort zone. Okay. Yes, operate in fear and fear will activate faith. That is definitely true. That is definitely true. And it's also like, especially like I feel when it comes to leadership, I am for gender diversity just in general. I'm not about with the whole like trying to put more on one than the other, because I feel like both sides, men and women, both have something to bring to the table that can actually help us further. You know, the saying goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, you go with the right person. So let's just say we're talking about the whole risk factor. If men are willing to take more risk and they are comfortable with being uncomfortable, versus say females, they will sometimes either operate in fear, operate in survival, or whatever the case is. This is not to say that women is not going to do what they got to do. I don't give a damn what you do, what you got to do. However, when it comes to running business, us women know we have a different level of empathy and compassion, versus like some men is just like, yo, yes, they're doing it for the greater good, but they have a more logical when it comes to it, but they also can be reckless when it comes to their risk taking, which I feel like women can help men with that, and as well as men can help women with being comfortable with taking risks. Because a lot of times, and even if we look at how like some women operate when it comes to finding a partner, they operate out of what? Looking for the most stable choice, looking for the most safest choice, etc., etc. Men, they out here, what are they doing? You know what I'm saying? Like men, they out here, it's like they're focused on the goal and they can have tunnel vision. This is why I always say it's just like when women are talking about they in their masculine energy, it's not to just like exclude the men in general. You use your masculine energy when it comes to self-control and discipline and being committed to whatever this is that you have going on. You know, so I definitely feel like when it comes to whatever type of role it is, however you want to run your household or however you want to run your business, I feel like there's a certain level of diversity that one should have, just like you should have a diverse portfolio, you know? Yeah, empathy and compassion should not be just, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Stace. It's just like, if it's very interesting when they were talking about like the numbers as far as when it came to females like running a business where it would withstand. There were lesser, say, bankruptcies and things of that nature, but the profit wasn't as profitable. The business wasn't as profitable versus men. And this is no slight to men or women saying who can do it better. I feel like if we can just take that whole like battling against each other and actually try to come together collectively, because there's a lot of things that females can learn from men, and there are a lot of things that men can learn from that men can learn from females. Patience, as well as when it comes to, like someone said in the chat, slow and steady wins the race. There are a lot of men who don't have patience. Like, for example, I deal with a lot of clients who trade, right? So when it comes to trading, right, I've seen that a lot. I've seen that men tend to definitely take more risks. definitely take more risk versus say like the females, they are more so just about like the safety aspect of it, or they are emotionally tied to the results. They're emotionally tied to not to, you know, to fear or whatever it is that's going on. So that's why it's just like it's very interesting how men and women, they can operate in the sense where it's just like, always call it tomato tomato. It's like tomato. It's like almost like tomato and tomato. If you can find someone who you both have a vision and you are trying to set up for that, then why not go for it? Why you don't have to exclude one of the race or just subject them to these old ass societal beliefs. Cause that's them shits is out is them shits is outdated. Yeah, investing or even trading, it you know, however you want to play into the market. Even when it comes to investing, like sometimes you have some females that when it comes to investing, they won't invest because due to like their outlook. Like I said, it's an emotional tie, you know, to it. Hey, Crystal. But you know what's also interesting too is that um they were mentioning that men have a higher rates in mental health and suicide as well, which is very interesting too, because a lot of times men internalize stuff and they feel like they don't have a safe space. This is the reason why it's like, you know, this is where a female can come in. But also that, you know, when it comes to choosing and having a specific type of energy around you, that's all involved in alignment. I'm not talking, don't come in here with the red pill talk or come in here with the bitter bitch talk or anything like that, you know. So when it comes to say like the suicide rate in men, that is they could be going through some emotional distress within them, which they are not speaking about. So this is the reason why I feel like right now there is definitely like a change when it comes to the part that people are playing in their partnerships in general. It's not just about like these old ass like from the 50s 60s, because whether people want to realize it or not, like the economy shapes our relationships. Whatever's going on in the economy, it shapes the relationships. I mean, think about it. Look at how we could talk about the pandemic. What did the pandemic do? You seen a lot of people getting into relationships, a lot of relationships failing, a lot of things, a lot of relationships not standing within the test of time. And you seen some people getting with people just because they didn't want to be alone due to whatever distress was going on in the world as well as the economy. The same goes from with our grandparents or even our parents. They ended up getting with people based off of who could provide, who could protect. And then that's when the women movement started happening, where women started becoming more economically, financially independent. However, the way how like things started shifting, it was almost as if like they were Xing out the men, and the men weren't feeling needed in a sense. At the end of the day, you could say what you want, but I feel like that's also that's all a part of like the oppressive mind of the agenda for the oppression, period. Because if you think about it, like take the man out the crib, take the man out the home, and what happens with that? Men integrate, they provide infrastructure, and women also keep it going. So that's why I feel like it's just like, especially now, if we are looking at these times, one income ain't enough. I don't care what you're saying. If you could do it solo, cool. But when you team up with the right person, you definitely can get very further in it. Yeah, alcohol, it definitely was. Everything. Between alcoholism, you got mental, you got finance, you got everything. You had a lot of stuff that was going on. And a lot of people were making choices based out of just like lack during that time. A lot of people was making choices based out of lack. A lot of people. And a lot of them so-called relationships that that popped up or started in 2020, they ain't around. A lot of them ain't around now. A lot of babies was being born. A lot of people were sitting there tying themselves down due to what was going on in the world. So I don't feel there's a definite answer of like being or women being better leaders than men. I feel like both provide a certain aspect that can actually get it get get to the goal faster. All that, them talking about, oh, females are emotional. Like men, y'all emotional too. Because how many times has an empire or has anything fallen or crippled due to the acts of emotions from a man? Okay, and emotions, being emotional does not mean like you listening to R&B songs or you crying and shit all the time. Not being able to control your anger, being easily distracted, say by the acts of lust. That is all a part of what can crumble your empire. So don't even try to bring in all that whole emotional aspect. Yes, there's a level of empathy and compassion. However, like I said, like women have just like a natural, like nurturing side to them. Men, a woman's mentality towards a man is what have you done for me lately, where the men is just happy to be in her company. That's because men rely on women for emotional support. Women rely on men for economic support. That's not nothing new. Because once again, like I said, that goes back to the test of time. From our parents to our grandparents, that economic support, like the way how they designed things was to have women economically be supportive of men. If you think about from when the war started, if you think about when the Great Depression was around, what ended up happening? Then they started being able to have women have more economic freedom. But the irony of it is that, you know what kills is that I feel like there needs to be like another aspect where a man also feels like needed. Because if women aren't being able to gain this financial independence, in a sense, men are not feeling needed. Because although you saying where the man is just happy to be in her company, a lot of men end up in that situation with females they ain't got no business with, and then they start turning into them red pill dudes. Oh, especially in this time, they will say they want independent, powerful women, then they meet one, then they will compete with them. Those are just insecure men. Those are men that are still trying to figure out their purpose. That's the thing. A lot of times a man without a vision, or a man without a purpose, or a man even like knowing where he's trying to go. Because essentially if a man has a plan, and if he finds a woman that has some motion going on, especially like I said, especially during these times, I don't give a damn what anybody says. Okay, we are in some real scary ass times, geopolitical way, and even with all these socioeconomics that's going on. You listen, two is better than one. Ain't no way. Now, this doesn't mean where she gotta go out and she gotta do a 9 to 5. Maybe she's a creator. Maybe she got like her own business. But if you as a man, if you have a vision, and then you see what motion and action she got going on, and she is dedicated to it, then you will figure out how you can integrate her plan and her vision into yours, so that way y'all can go far. If you as a man got your shit together and you feel like you are in a stable position, you are not going to feel like she is your competition. You are not going to feel a way about what she got going on. This is the reason why I am very big on both parties. Get your shit together so that way those insecurities don't come up. That way when you meet a female, you are not intimidated by the fact that she got whatever she got going on, whether she make more than you or she make under you or however it is. Be happy that you got a woman that got a brain and she got motion coming that's going on versus a female that's looking to be saved. Because a lot of these men got these Captain Save-A-Hole mentalities or these savior mentalities, and then they wonder why they end up being the people pleasers. They wonder why they end up in certain situations. So this is the reason why I am very big on knowing thyself. How about you pour into something? You pour into something that is of value and you start working on that. You're not going to be easily receptive to anything because you're going to have a vision. You're not going to say you can't do this or you can't do that. Unconditional love is going to be given by your mother. See, that's why I said men date women for emotion, they depend on women for the emotional part. But look, the only person a man can get unconditional love from is his mother or father. Yes. Anybody after that is just wanting something from them. That y'all gonna be dealing with that throughout your whole entire life. We are all here to be used. We are just not here to be misused. See, that's the thing about it. But you know what? You know what's the funny part when you say that though? Is that you want to know why a lot of men ended up being suicidal is because they did not feel needed. There was a majority of men who, when they decided to unalive themselves, it was due to the fact that they were not feeling needed. So the irony of that is, although you say that, if a female doesn't show that she doesn't need you or want you, you feel away. So you have to turn around and find the balance. We are all here to be used, not misused. If you are allowing or accepting people to misuse you and you see that it's not reciprocity, then why the fuck are you there? As a man, just in general, you give to a female, she is supposed to multiply it. If whatever it is that you're giving to anybody, they do not multiply it, it's just like you said, if you are an investor, right? If you are investing in a company, you are expecting a return, right? So be smart in what you are investing in. Time, energy, money, whatever it is. If I don't give a fuck if you building, if you are building something and you are a man with the vision, then be mindful about who you are investing in. Because whatever you are giving to her, she has to multiply. If she is only on the receiving end, you're going to get exactly those results. So when men sit here and they are upset at the fact that, oh, we only going to get unconditional love from our mother or father, you're right. You're right. You're right. But at the end of the day, there has to be a level of respect of what each of you bring to the table. It is not to say that she should not love you. Of course she should love you. But it should be of reciprocity. Is she creating that space? Are you creating that space for her? Like, come on. Why are people being upset because people want to use them? That is the whole fucking purpose. You are here for a purpose to be used, but not misused. And that's a disconnect. But you know what kills is that when you say that, actually most women that I've known that have made more money than their man look down on him and eventually cheat on them. Not saying everybody does, but all the ones I've ever met. And then it's also been vice versa. That's why I said, like, this conversation and shit like that needs to change, because at the end of the day, we talking about people. If you talking about a female that finally turned around and actually got money and she leveled up, then this is where you need to turn around and actually assess, it's like, why is she like that? It don't even have to be maybe daddy issues. Maybe in her household, her mother was the breadwinner, and that's what she was taught. The same way how when it comes to like certain men, where they don't even know how to even be there or show up as a father because they were raised in a militant house, possibly. There's a lot of things that men and women have to learn about one another. A lot of men don't know about the hormonal changes. A lot of men are just chalking up to females being emotional. And then you also got this other fucking part of the internet where they're trying to emasculate men. Okay? Because at the end of the day, women are going to make money. We out here getting it. Because you want to know why? The more money we make, the more secure that we are going to feel. Because this is a man's world, whether you want to hear it or not. I don't give a fuck about what y'all feel. This is a man's world. But that's the reason why I said a lot of females, they end up making that money because it's based off survival. They're still moving from a poverty mindset. They're still moving out of hurt. They're still moving out of pain. They are taking that masculine energy, and instead of the masculine energy, if you're going to take on masculine energy, or if you're in your masculine energy, or you want to be an alpha female, or whatever the case is, you use it for self-control, discipline. You want to be a lover girl, you better have discernment. Both parties lack discernment. Both parties lack discernment when it comes to that. I don't give a damn how much money you make. If you are not in alignment, you are not going to, you're not going to succeed. Oh, hold on, y'all. That's my phone. 1 second. I don't know who the hell this is. You got to get in alignment. Shoot, I don't give a damn how much money I make. If I turn around and then you know, sometimes females, they do be moving scarce. You have some females out there that they have created such a life for themselves that they are scared. They're scared to love. They're scared to they don't live fearlessly or love courageously. Talk about it. Come on now. A lot of women believe being in masculine energy means strength, with feminine energy is our strength. Talk about it. Come on. You want to be in your masculine? Go hit the gym, bitch. Go hit the gym. You want to, like, when females be sitting there trying to talk all tough and all that, listen, you can be soft and you can have an opinion, but you also have to be open for that too. Because, man, listen, when that masculine energy come through, baby, whoo, we ain't got no problem over here. Listen, baby, we could sit here, we could fuck up a check together and run it back. Don't worry about his options. Don't worry about being a pick-me. Don't worry about being chosen. Worry about yourself. Get your mind, body, and soul and spirit right. Because when the right one come along, he gonna see that divine energy and be like, oh, baby, how can I integrate myself into your world? How can we make this a bigger world? Mars and Venus. Okay? Come on now. Y'all want to be talking about some, oh, I'm in my masculine. Girl, you better get your ass, go in the gym. Go turn it up a bit. That masculine energy is actually supposed to be self-control, discipline, discernment. Okay? So you can take calculated risks. Don't be scared. Live fearlessly, love courageously. Say, yeah, I don't know, I'm thinking about jumping out of this 14-year relationship and the last one was 13. Listen, if you have, I don't know the situation, but I tell you one thing, look at the person that you've become since you've been with them. That is anytime when I speak to my clients who are at, let's say, a crossroad when it comes to a relationship that's been for some years, I always say, look at the person that you've become since you've been with them. Do you like who you've become? Do you see any difference between then and now? What is your energy? What is your bank account looking like? Okay, how do you feel energetically? Love, you know what I mean? Like, are your needs and wants and things being met? And then you start going from there. How have you tried? That's all. Just ask that. Let that be the question. Live fearlessly, love courageously. But what I do notice is that it do take men longer to get out of a relationship. Men will turn around and stay in a relationship they know damn well they ain't had no business staying in. Or because they don't want to look like the bad guy. Or they be like, it's cheaper to keep her. Man, listen, my thing is that if you was able to get it, then you could get 10 times as more. For certain things, if you keep on trying, doing the same thing over, expecting different results, it's just gonna lead to insanity. And how about women just not accepting the bare minimum from their partners? Bare minimum. But in order for you not to accept the bare minimum, you can't give yourself the bare minimum. Because a lot of times females be saying, I'm not going to accept the bare minimum. That's because they're basing their current relationship standard off of the last relationship. So for example, let's just say the last guy didn't take her out. Now the new guy, she's going to require for him to take her out, but yet she don't even take herself out. She hasn't even created the space or the atmosphere or the environment to actually just show it. Because if you have to speak it, then you ain't really doing it. If you have to sit here and tell somebody to do something, then you ain't really exhibiting it. You have to set that tone. You have to turn around and create that space. So that way when you create that space, you ain't got to sit there and be running your mouth and telling them, I'm not going to accept the bare minimum. Because ain't no bare minimum energy coming to you, sweetie. This is why I tell people, date yourself for a little bit. Take some time off from the last one that you was with. You ain't got to jump from Harry to Frank and Tony in 3 months. If one ain't work out, if you have the capacity to sit there and have them options, do what you want to do. But you better do it at the expense of you're not carrying old relationships into your new relationships. Because a lot of times when these people be having these requirements, it's all out of lack. It's all out of what the last person ain't do. And the whole time they not even doing it to themselves. You're not even thinking about, why did you accept this? Why did this person even think that shit was cool? You want to know why? Because you probably wasn't doing it for yourself. If you're not doing it for yourself, then what example are you setting up for the next person? If you want different, you got to do different. If you know that you gotta take accountability in the part that you played in your own suffering. If you can't do that and you can't realize yeah, I was bugging. You know what? The space that I was in at that time, I wasn't in a good space. I was fucked up. I know I was. You can admit that. Just admit it. Admit it to yourself first, and then start figuring out how can you actually give that. Like, I remember I was talking to one girl, and she was saying that how like she was feeling like the guy that she was seeing, she was afraid he was going to be dealing with other women, or it was like a level of insecurity. So I said, why would you think that he would go with those females? What do you think his preference is? And a lot of it wasn't like he was showing it or whatever the case is. He was inconsistent or whatever. So it's just like a lot of these insecurities, or a lot of these like, oh, if they're gonna find a person that has more stability than me, or they're gonna find another person that has that's smaller or younger or whatever the case is, or more ripe or whatever it is, then give that shit to yourself first, so that way you be more confident in yourself and stand on your shit before you even get into anything. Because them insecurities, you're going to keep attracting people that is going to they are going to really trigger those insecurities. So if you're worrying about their options because you feel like they're going to find better options, or find people that are actually doing whatever the fuck it is that you're not doing, then you need to do what you know you're not doing. Do what you know you're not doing. If you as a man are worrying about her getting another guy because he has more money than you, you need to get more money. Just like that. So that way you won't have these issues. That way you can walk into a situation confident, knowing, okay, I already got this. You don't want to fuck with me because of whatever. I don't need you, mama. Same with females. Oh, You want to deal with them females that's XYZ. If you are confident within your stance and you know that whatever it is that you are providing in a relationship, you ain't going to be worrying about the next options. Don't be worrying about nobody options. You worrying about the wrong options. Go look at some stock options. That's why I love the story. I love the history behind Queen Tia and King Amenhotep III. He always respected her leadership. She had the capability to lead, and he let her rock. He had no problem. He trusted her judgment. He trusted her discernment. A lot of times men have a hard time trusting a female's or respecting a female's, whether if it's her discernment or even her intuitive gifts. If a man don't sit here and actually could respect your intuition or your spirit, your spirituality, your spiritual gifts that come, then why are you with him? I ain't trying to deal with no man that don't want to listen to me. I'm not listening. If I see something, I'm gonna say something. What they say in New York, if you see something, say something. If you see a weird package, you gonna say something, right? Exactly. That man was strong within himself, and he knew she was strong and embraced it. He sure did, because every time that man turned around and had a statue made, he made her his equal. They both was here. It wasn't one up here, one here, or one back here, whatever. No. My lady gonna stand, because if y'all play chess, y'all already know the queen has the ability to move across the board any which way, however many times she want to do it. The king piece only got one way and one move. So you have to be strategic. Now, if you got a queen that's out here running around with her head cut off and she just over here trying to just get to the other side and the other come up, then guess what? You're going to be out here butt naked, sir. It's going to take you longer. Sometimes you got a female that could be in a position that wants to put you in a better position. Your queen piece should be able to put value into whatever stock that y'all got going on. If she not a representation of you, then what the fuck you think? So obviously you're gonna pour into her, because you don't want your queen out here looking raggedy or whatever the case is. Like I said, if you got a woman that got a brain and a vision and she got some motion and action going on, you might want to get her on your team. So as far as like when it comes to the leader, women don't got no problem with you leading them, or a man should not have a problem with a woman leading her. That's why it's just like all this shit behind like Kamala and all this other stuff, and talking like when I hear and like I said, I'm not into all these politics and all whatever the case is. I'm talking about the pandering that or the misogynistic, the comments and shit like that. Not for nothing, in my opinion, I don't know if she chose her VP or her choice or whatever the case is. I feel like if she was to get a male, like have her and have a male on the ticket, that's two perspectives, and that'll sit there and that'll actually show a lot of gender diversity, because at the end of the day, a female could be about her business and she could be a little bit more cutthroat, or a guy could turn around and provide like a different more not so much a pragmatic or logical aspect. But like I said, there's something that men and women can actually bring to the forefront, and it doesn't have to take away or just keep them in a specific in a specific role. That's why I said I'm all for the gender diversity. Okay, listen. Men are definitely more risk takers. Y'all be seeing them jobs that they be taking. Like, yo, there was this. I just found out about this. I think this called what they call smoke. They're called smoke chasers. It's a job. I think it's called smoke chasers. But pretty much what this job is they jump out of a damn plane into, like when they have like forest fires and shit like that, they jump out of a damn plane into a fucking inferno, so that way they can catch the core, like the core of the damn fire, so that way they can put it out. You know who doing that? It's majority men. Because I know one damn thing. I don't know no damn female going to be in her right mind that's going to want to be jumping on no damn plane and be chasing no damn fire. This ain't no damn Smokey the Bear. Okay? Exactly. See? Hell no. Females ain't doing that shit. No, you go out. You go out. It's okay. Like I said, that's why I said men are more like riskier. Men are more riskier. And then you got the females that'll be like, okay, let's take some calculated risks. This don't feel right. You know what I'm saying? This don't feel right. Let's hold on, baby. Hold on. Hold on. Before we start going over there. But also men could be like, look, providing a different perspective, but that means like you got to be open to it. Like I feel like men and women should be more open to each other, what they have, and have a level of respect of what each can bring to it. Because like I said, if you actually like look at it, like when it comes to like leadership or what, there's definitely a lot of pros in both of them, women and men leading. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. I don't want to hear all that, because it's always like the same, like, and I feel like a lot of it is all like a lot of outdated thinking from back when our parents and our grandparents, like, things have changed drastically over time. Things have definitely changed drastically over time. And right now, you know, like when it comes to like with women and making money, that we out here getting it. You know what I'm saying? They granted us the opportunity, and they like, oh, it's lit. Because back then, females really ain't really get to have all them options and stuff. Like, come on. So you think we not gonna sit there? We ain't gonna go for it? Do we have our hurdles? Yeah, we do. But also, sometimes it is good to turn around and have a masculine there where it's just like, yo, I'm trying to get this. Hold me down. Stand up for me. Okay? Because we in a room full of pit bulls, or we in a room full of men, and they trying to play us. Look, excuse me, big fella. Come over here and let them know. Like, come on. Shoot. Ooh, it's 9:43. All right, y'all. This was fun. Quick little chat. But I just hope like we can all at least come to at least like some sort of like common grounds. Okay, because all this gender shit is I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. That would have to be a whole separate reading. I'm gonna have to do a reading on that. Listen, to be honest, in my opinion, it don't left, right, man, woman, red, blue, green, purple, or whatever. At the end of the day, secure your shit. Secure your shit. Okay, everybody always talking about this Project 25 shit. I'm looking like y'all ain't Project 25 been in effect? That shit been in Project 2020, to be honest. Okay, they talking about public schools and shit. Y'all clearly don't see what has been happening in the public schools for the past 10 years. Okay, this is a whole different, like, there's a whole different system. Okay, there's a whole other like oppressive system that is already in full effect. Okay, so it don't even matter like who or whatever is coming in. It's like I just watch the distractions and secure your shit. Secure shit for your family. Think for longevity. how you can secure yourself and your legacy, however it is that you want to do it. Because at the end of the day, with all this stuff going on, just remember 2020, they showed their ass. And just like I know everybody know this saying, once a person show you who they are, believe them. Y'all seen that shit in 2020. Don't act like it's nothing new now because we in 2024. Just remember, they wasn't giving a fuck about y'all or them jobs or whatever it is, the shit that y'all had going on. Okay, it don't matter. The only thing that changes is just the day, the month, and the year. Secure your shit the best way possible. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Secure your shit the best way possible that you know how. Okay, because there's a lot of spooky shit going on and all that other Project 25 shit and all this other stuff that's happening. All it is just more propaganda. There's a lot of propaganda, there's a lot of pandering all in the media. Just use your noggin and just understand, like, try to decipher the best way you can. Okay, I don't give a fuck about who you vote for. That's your business. I'm not with all that. I'm not even going to be getting into no debates, no political debates about it. I'm just over here just looking at the bigger picture. Like, at the end of the day, people need to really start getting used to the cost of living now. If you think that somebody coming in is going to change the rates or the Fed rate is going to go up, no. Get used to 4K rent and $10 eggs. That is the new norm. That's the problem. Everybody is still thinking with the fucking outdated mindset prior to the pandemic. The pandemic shifted and changed a lot of things. Wake the fuck up. Okay? Wake the fuck up. Like, at the end of this is right now, they already started turning the wheels. Okay, from everything, from education to the financial system to everything. Like, hell no, it ain't. Hell no. Maybe that varies on different states, because New York is still high as shit. New York is still high as shit. And listen, if y'all need to turn around and look at matter of fact, there was actually this guy when he had made a video with groceries from, I think it was maybe like a couple of years ago, and he reordered it all, and that shit came up to damn near $400. That was like a whole $300 jump. People ain't been holding their money. People ain't been having the money. How you got to make life decisions about if you should buy this damn food or not? And then on top of that, the shit that they putting in the food too. Come on. Like, look at how, like, they're look. I mean, even if you look at the history behind, like, breakfast, and if you look at the history behind, like, cereal and milk, like, just like, look all that, like, for real. History is being modernized. It is not being changed. There ain't nothing new or nothing. It is being modernized. There's a lot of things that happened prior to now. This is the reason why it's just like, you got to stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. You know, especially like if you are a millennial parent, we have the opportunity. We have a greater advantage and an opportunity because we done been through a lot of shit, a lot of the trauma, a lot of the terrorist attacks, a lot of the economic shit that was going on. We done been through a lot, even down to when it comes to the technology era. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, especially like I said, millennials, if you seen how the development over time from when we were kids to versus now, we have a very unique perspective and also an advantage. So if you take a look at that, then you can know how to move. Because remember, every 10 to 12 years, there's always going to be some weird ass fucking shit or catastrophe that's going to happen. You had 2008, and then what happened? 2020, something always happens to try to do like a calm reset. It's just in it. It's just pay attention to patterns. There's always a pattern, and it don't matter who the fuck is in the seat or not. There is always a pattern, because just not too, when was it? I think what was it, 1927 or some shit like that? You had billionaires. I think this was 1927. Don't misquote me, but billionaires bought fucking America from millionaires. It ain't about listen, billionaires bought America. What the fuck does that tell you? And them same billionaires that bought America, guess what? Rothschild, DuPont. You see all them names here, right? Who do you think was the one that actually started the education system? There's a lot of things that were implemented from back then that now have just been amplified and throughout the years. So if you look at the patterns and you look at how things are changing, step out of the whole like rage bait, step out of the chaos, like be calm in the chaos and really like pay attention. Really pay attention. Really pay attention. The cost of living is not going to go down no time soon. This right now is what's going to be the norm. Like it's just, this is where you try to figure out, because right now you already see what they're trying to do. They're trying to, that whole 2020 was a social experiment to see how bad y'all gonna fucking work, how long y'all gonna work, are y'all capable of, you know what I mean? So pay attention to that, because now if you think about it, look, now you got, now you see what they're doing in the workforce. They're trying to give you less and trying to pack on more. Now you're working more to provide more for your family that you're not even spending time with. And now you got a school system that is technically raising your child, because the amount of hours that your child is in school and the amount of hours that you are away from your child, what are they soaking up? So when you create that division, what happens with that division? What happens? So if you take the masculine or the feminine out the home and you got both of them working or whatever the case is, and motherfuckers don't got a vision, they ain't got nothing, they don't got no plan, they just out here just existing, just working, just doing this. Whole time your child is just being raised by a public school system that is already fucked up. So now what are they doing? They taking that younger generation and they are now creating a whole new fucking system to implement into that younger generation. That's the reason why that's why they ain't fucking with the damn Gen Zs. All these motherfucking pandemic babies, those are the ones that they worrying about. Gen Zs is they different. Gen Zs is like, oh, we ain't playing that. Gen Zs is about that action. Gen Zs is got the warrior spirits. They just need guidance. That's why it's just like, it's our job as millennials to also keep that momentum going, as far as still teaching our children about history, still teaching our kids about, like, look, this is the real deal. Let me tell you what really happened, because I was there. Because if not, they're going to try to erase that shit. All right, let me stop ranting. Y'all told me I could say I could be going off. Okay? But this was just chit chat. Listen, like, share, subscribe, do what you want. Calm down, okay? All I ask is y'all is to pay attention and be calm in the chaos, okay? Don't make decisions based off of emotions. Sit your ass down, recoup, think about it, and be the best version of yourself. Thank you. I appreciate y'all, yo. Have a good night, y'all. Later. My 5 kids were homeschooled. My ex-wife stayed home, but I wasn't over the road. Oh, yeah. I love my Libras, too. Hey. Yeah, yo, it's crazy. And it's just like, damn, yo, you know, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, you see how, man, the sacrifice you gotta make is wild. It's wild, man. That's a big sacrifice, Mike. That's real. That's a big sacrifice. And that's real honorable, too, that your ex-wife, she was homeschooling. That's a good system. You know what I'm saying? But love y'all.